Hello! Sorry for a little bit of a delay. Hello, everybody! Welcome into Emerald Lake. It's me, Raven. We just have this one stream this week because things have been crazy. And I had to do things after doing all the chaos times from the subathon, and I failed to do one of the things I had prepared to do because I was gonna make sure that I got the VOD uploaded. To be fair, it is ready to be seen almost. I have to do all the little like description and clickety clacks for the two parts, but I do have the VOD ready for YouTube nearly. If my brain is cooperating, I'll get it done at the end of the stream. If it's not, I'll get it done when I post the VOD for this stream. Which maybe tomorrow, maybe at the next stream. But it's what I can manage right now. You know, this time of year, everybody's feeling it going kind of crazy, whether you celebrate the things that make it the most crazy or because you gotta freaking obey the schedules that everybody else has. But it do be a kooky nutty crazy time. Hellos. Hello everybody. Hi Fat, hi Oni, hi Repion, hi Stank. And hi to our little lurker. I love it when someone will be like, I will be lurking. This is the only thing you will hear from me. But also I thought it was very cute leaving a lurk for the reading homie. I'm a homie. Yeah, party hat. Yay. Yeah, so we're here, and I realized I said that I would stream today, and I said that I would stream on the 10th, picking up my schedule again then, but if you were paying attention to the correct date on the calendar, you would know that that is the end of my little streaming weekend-ish time when it's not really the weekend. I usually do Sunday to Tuesday now, and that's a Tuesday, so that's not exactly what? I was looking at November when I was supposed to be looking at December, because, hey, yeah. So, I'll stream today, and then I'll stream a week from now on the 8th, and the 9th, and the 10th. So, I will also stream on the 10th, but I'll stream the 2 other days, too. And then, assumedly, as well, the 15th, 16th, 17th. But from there, it's probably all gonna be one giant holiday break. So, yeah, let's look after all the crazy times and just try not to freeze, because it do be cold now. Yeah, there you go. I have a plan for next week to be reading a very special book that I got random free. And I'll tease it right now. I'll pull it out. I wasn't going to yet. Hi, Pudgy. Come here, book. It's a hardcover. Fun. It's 12 holiday stories in this book. So it's a bunch of short stories in the book. Hi, Edo. So what we're gonna do next week is nothing but these stories. I'm excited. Or maybe I'll save it for the 15, 16, 17, somewhere in there, to have it just a little bit of holiday, Yuletide-ish themes and all that stuff. But however it is, I keep ending up with random frickin' books. I got this holiday one, and I thought that was perfect for us. I've actually been holding on to it since our Spooktober theme. I was starting that, and then I got this book, and I was like, oh my gosh, perfect. I have themed months. There's no way that these will cover a whole month, but it is shorter since I won't be streaming as much, so maybe, actually. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. But today, since it's not a full week, and I felt like it's not fair to make you wait in between with all the holiday stories, get you started, and then just stop. We're actually going to continue the SCPs from the end of my subathon. So we started reading up the Fishing Council Hub. And that's what we're gonna do. We've already got that. Don't you worry about redeems. We're gonna get to that too. um, so I have the first 4 of the fishing council stuff we read, but I would tell you to catch you up on where we are, but it's kind of all over the place. It feels like we're out of order to a degree with some of them. It really is anything goes. So, you'll just jump in the middle of the ocean with us. It's not a river where it's going one direction. We can just follow the flow of traffic. No, this is chaos in the waters. I have to do water analogy because it's fishing hub. But we're gonna do some more of those guys. And when I finally frickin' upload the VODs, you can watch them then. But we also had people redeeming stuff from 4 days ago and 8 days ago when we did the subathon. So fun. I will get to those first. It's rogue wave level. I have stuffs from Andy, and so I think I'll hold off for Andy. And he always likes our little library moment, as he calls it, where I fluff all the books. Whoa, wait a minute. I remember someone telling me that's a name of something, but I shouldn't use it. I ruffle the pages of the books. I flip the pages. There you go. But for La Stink, we said to stretch. Oh, okay, there's a good stretch. Okay. Good stretches. I'll hydrate. And the posture checks really should be for later when I forget what I'm doing and just get comfy. Right off the top, I'm good. I know I should be careful about my posture. But technically, okay, I'm checking my posture. So thank you, Lahank, for those. And Oni, how about we do your page ruffling now, but nobody else's redeems. We're gonna get them later. I just feel like once I open up the redeems, we don't do nothing for a while but redeems, and I want to get started on reading these freaking fish stories. But we'll do the one, cause I know as soon as if Andy doesn't show up, then I'll still do them anyway. But as soon as I do the Andy ones, then it'll be a double, so might as well page ruffling now. Okay. Let's get those. No, we do. There we go. Alright. We'll do page ruffling and then we'll get started on the stories. What's the first story? The first one we are reading tonight, it's in the Fishing Tales section, not the saga section. Castaway from Unreality is what we'll read up next. But here is page ruffling first, little book first. Here we go. And the big book. there's our page ruffling. Hi, Cage. Come on in and get cozy. We're gonna start reading right away now. It's Fishing Tales time. What a thing. Castaway. We're reading about the Castaway. No. There we go. Okay. Alright. A little bit different of a formatting. You have returned with a grill. Why do you have a grill? Concern? No more of the cannibalisms, please. Stop trying to eat each other. Alright. Castaway from Unreality for Burb. Please don't eat each other. You're a burb. You're a goose. Are you grilling? What are you grilling, goose? What the heck? Okay. Yes. So here it is. Ooh, this is also related to the Department of Unreality Hub. Oh, it still says, thank you for snagging that. Good catch. You're not my dad. Wait, what? Huh? I don't think I said it was. Hello, Dryce Candy. They're already off the rails. I don't know what I am, but they're off the rails for sure already. Okay. So it's Fishing Hub, but it's also under the Department of Unreality Hub. It looks like a bit of a different section of the foundation. It looks a little bit off. Some of the stuff isn't quite aligned. Did you hydrate and stretch? Yes, I did. And you redeemed it 4 days ago, not a week ago. But I did. And I don't think, maybe if you tried to clip it, you'd be able to go back far enough to hear it. But I absolutely did. I haven't done Andy's things because I thought you were still here. But it's fine. It's all good. Yes, it looks a bit different and looks like it's not fully done. But it's a fun one. Okay. I don't have an office. In the time I've been at Site 19, I've done maybe 1 or 2 things that could be considered actual work. Ever since a filing mistake assigned me to a non-existent Department of Unreality, I've had nothing to do. Oh, so it was a filing mistake that gave you this job. A filing mistake? From who? Who gave you this cushy job with nowhere near the same threats as the rest of the frickin' foundation, but still the paycheck? That's pretty cool. Anyway, I most certainly don't recognize the door in front of me, whose plaque very clearly reads, Alex Thorley, Reality Liaison, Department of Unreality. I think about what to do with the sudden appearance of an office with my name. This has happened before. I think back to the dossier incident. It doesn't make sense. The department isn't real. And this whole thing is researching things that aren't real, but why do things keep appearing? Why me? It's been 2 months since I started my search into the confusing mess that is the Department of Unreality, and the only lead I have is the name of the director, John Doe. I say lead, but that's awfully optimistic of me. It's a placeholder name at best. Well, there is a literal placeholder McDoctorate, so... And now, an office. An office that reads Reality Liaison. My supposed position within this department that doesn't exist. But what does Reality Liaison? And then the little dash interrupts himself. I'm struck by a memory. The dossier. The dossier whose list of department members named John Doe the director also identified me as the reality liaison for the department. The piece falls in place. I know what I have to do. I grab the door and enter the office. Okay, so supposedly there was things that we should know. Then we have a photo that says my office. There's something that's weirdly like highlighting. I don't know if this is just a weird formatting thing, so I'm gonna do the little trick that I eventually learned. It took me a minute to do copy and paste with things from SCP things whenever I think something's redacted. Try copy paste it. And no, I just got the whole picture. Oh. Yeah. Okay. It's just weird format then, I guess. But okay, it says my office. And, I can't fully tell if this is the angle of where our door is supposed to be. It looks like we're looking through a window, the way there's this sort of reflection on the image. Like we're looking through a window into a room. But there's also a big door and like a little green exit sign over it. Looks like it's got like a little bit of a ramp, like a tiny ramp into the room. There's another door in the corner, something over here. But all the rest of it is empty, open space. Like there's white walls, pillars. It's interestingly laid out. It's a pretty big room. Shiny kind of waxed concrete floor. Like it's not like crumbly concrete, it's all slick. Or that's just the weird reflection. Like I said, kind of film over it. Some bright lights. It's a very big space for an office. But okay. Well, for a singular person's office, I mean. Okay. It says, the room is barren, save for a couple of paperweights and a desk with my name on it. Well, I don't see no desk. A simple plaque reading Alex Thorley serves as my only decor, with a couple of folders neatly organized in a drawer next to a pen holder. Okay. Out of instinct or habit, I flick through the folders. I find them organized alphabetically, with tabs indicating the urgency of the task they summarize, just as I like it. I flicked the files marked with a red line, the sign I use to identify the most urgent things I have to do. I pull a yellow folder out and close the drawer. Inside it is a singular form already filled out for me. A transfer request from Site 19 to Site 184, authorized by one John Doe, director. It's reading like we have experienced all this. We did all this paperwork. This is ours. We just don't remember it. Oh, the yawns. Okay, they begin. My head starts spinning as the room seems to get smaller. This is it. This proves something is going on for real. I start thinking of what to do next. I can get out and seek out a site director or a project lead or whomever. This room never existed before. That's got to be something, right? This is proof that I'm not just unlucky, but that something is happening. Suddenly, I feel the entire world stop making sense. I'm back in the room. Some time has passed. Thinking hurts, but I start feeling like myself again. That was weird. I must have lost my balance for a moment or something. I stand up from my desk and head towards the exit. Hi, Turtle! I open the door to a small contingent of guards and wide-eyed researchers that immediately descend on me and power on a small portable device emitting a blue light, which I recognize as a portable reality anchor. That's important. We need that right now, I think. Suddenly, the room blinks out of existence, and I'm left staring dumbfounded at the guards as they immediately tell me stay where I am and start talking amongst themselves. Yeah, I think it's important. Something is really weird. Even as you were, like, the formatting of this, the text also, it goes like, this is proof that I'm not just unlucky, but that's it. Something is happening. And it's like 5 indentations or 5 enters before suddenly I feel the entire world stop making sense. Another 5, and it picks up with I'm back in the room. Time has passed. I hurt, but I'm myself. Wait, that was weird. I must have lost my balance. What do you mean you lost your balance? You just said some time has passed. Like your brain is already scrubbing over all the things that are happening. Listen to the guards. Something big is happening. After a brief deliberation, they ask me to follow them. I look out the nearest window as I'm taken to a containment cell, and I see waves as far as the eye can see. I think I fucked up. There's windows. There was not windows in your office. Are you still in your office? And waves. I don't think you're in your office. I think you're on a boat. Site 184 is the one that is on our fishing council site, which is clearly near the water. So maybe? Hello, Yanko. Welcome in. Waves as far as the eye can see. I think I fucked up. And then there's a big line that separates it, so we're skipping over something. And it picks up. Several hours later, my identity is verified, and a different set of questions related to the room I came from starts setting in. The site I've materialized into is Site 184, Canada. So yeah, okay, we didn't stay in our office. We just somehow got to, boom, Site 184 in Canada. I explain everything to the best of my ability, but there really is nothing more than what I've observed so far. As I'm told, a number of similar rooms started appearing throughout almost all major Foundation sites overnight, and that the phenomenon is already being investigated. Dun, dun, dun. When I'm finally let go, I'm given a small room on site and a very thinly veiled order not to leave the site at all under any circumstances until they gather more information on what happened to me. I look at the small digital clock on the nightstand, 6 o'clock. So much for sleep. Because it's 6 a.m. or what? I decide to take in the sights of wherever I ended up. The nearest map of the facility gives me a pretty clear view of what's going on pretty fast. A dock, some sort of art and artifacts building, and a couple of facilities dedicated to aquatic anomalies. The focus on the ocean is pretty obvious, and so I set out to see the sea for myself and head to the docks. As I make my way there, I fail to notice the people who are very clearly already there until it's too late. Someone notices me. Okay, this is funny. This person that wrote this, previously, when they were like thinking to themselves, this Alex, what was our last name? Alex Thorley. When we're thinking to ourselves, we have the words in italics. Like we said, this is it. This proves something is going on for real. That was in italics. It felt like a, that's me thinking to myself kind of thing. Internal dialogue moment. But now I see what looks to be, what seems to be, what should be conversation. But it's not in quotes. It's all in italics. Which is not very clear formatting. You want something very clear. Oh, someone said that. As well as, like, because italics, you might not always notice it with different fonts as easily. And this one isn't great for it. But it's also like, it's just so different from how people typically format things that people get stuck on it. But it does look like this is supposed to be speech here in this next bit. It is you, cack. Cack. Okay. Hey, you here for the fishing council meeting? The voice comes from a woman in the crowd of a half-dozen people. all holding an assortment of fishing equipment. She gestures at me to come closer, and as I approach, I notice that her equipment is noticeably newer than that of the rest of the gathered individuals. Among the crowd, I sense the stare of a few guards who I recognize from my welcome party, although their interest seems to fall mostly on their gear. I arrive at the congregation and introduce myself to the woman who noticed me. Hey, I don't know what the fishing council is, but I'm guessing it has to do with fishing? Wow, we're brilliant. The woman looks at me funny, which, fair enough, I guess. An astute observation. First time visiting 184? My name's Emma. And Emma, I'm pretty sure, is one of the people that we met in our other fishing council stories. Emma stretches out their hand, and after a short pause, I shake it. I guess I am technically at Site 184 for the first time, even if by accident. Real genius here. Yes, first time visiting 184. And you say by accident, but you did get, permission from John Doe. You saw your request sheet to go there. You don't know why you have it, but it's there. We saw that. We know we wanted to come here for whatever reason, or someone wanted us here. Yeah, you could say it's my first time visiting. And this is funny. They know where the quotation marks are on their keyboard clearly because they use it, air quotes, around visiting. The name's Alex. And then get this. The description of when we say that, it says, I do air quotes at the word visiting, which catches Emma's attention, which is perfect for when I say this out loud to you guys without me interrupting. I'm currently obviously interrupting myself to say this. So it feels like whoever wrote this to be read out loud, which is cool. Maybe that's why we're not using that, but you'd still wanna make it clear. Put on a voice for the part where you talk or whatever. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting that we do that. Anyways, we used air quotes on visiting, and that which catches Emma's attention, I guess. Oh, are you the person that came in through that extra room we had for a while? Some of the guys mentioned it briefly. Great. Why do we say great? Why does it matter that she knows that or not? But that does clarify that there's two ends of the weird rooms. There's a weird room that you find yourself in, and then a weird room that you find yourself transporting to. Working like weird room doors. I don't know. I guess. But okay. Yep, that's me. Still don't know what that was about, to be honest. She pauses for a moment, mulling something over. Hey, why don't you come with us for a bit? We can get you a fishing rod. We have a bunch of spare ones ever since we started inviting people on these fishing trips. I'm kind of on site arrest right now. I don't know if I'm allowed to go out on a boat. Emma turns toward the crowd and makes a series of gestures at a man standing near one of the fishing boats. I can't quite understand what she's miming, but she points at me and then the boats, and the man responds with a thumbs up. Emma turns back to me. All right, I just asked security, and it looks like you're all set if you want to join in. I think about my options for a bit. Sure, why not? And then, in true Fishing Council style, every time we read a story on Fishing Council, they'd have interruptions with these cool art pieces, different, paintings, but they were all different styles. Each one of the stories, it stayed within that style, but then the next story you got a completely different art style. And so now we're in something that it looks like the brush strokes were very heavy or smudgy, almost like they were finger paint. They look thick, big, smudgy on all the watery parts. There's 3 little sailboats in the back, but it's of the water, and it says the sea is a welcome sight underneath. The sea is nice. I haven't really been at sea before, but the quasi-hypnotic lull of the waves tranquilizes me plenty. I make idle conversation with Emma on Site 19, how I got here, and the lingering concerns I have of having been transported across an entire country almost seamlessly. She talks about her work on the Department of Anomalous Art and Artifacts, and I crack an attempt at a joke about my own department. The boat glides over the waves at a steady pace, and soon we find ourselves drifting silently in a quiet spot, surrounded by sea on all directions. The anchor drops, and without so much as a sound, everyone casts out their fishing lines. The next couple of hours are a blur in the sense that there's not much to note. There's an air of tranquility throughout the scene, and it is in moments like these where I get to thinking outside the noise of regular life. I've had too many close calls in too little time. I'm new to the Foundation, and I've done nothing but squander my time because I've been able to? That doesn't seem right to me. I don't want to coast by doing nothing and passing it off as work. And yet, I'm plagued by these small moments involving the same themes over and over again. Something happens, and I barely blink at the situation until it's far past me. I make a decision right there and then. I'm gonna find out what's going on. No more half-assing it. Hey, you alright? We're going, so maybe reel in your line before we leave? Emma has been looking at me for some time. By this point, I'm the last person left fishing, and I quickly begin to reel my line in. It feels tense, and for a moment, I think something's hooked to it, but the line comes up out of the water empty. Emma gives me a sympathetic look. Don't worry, there's not many fish out here this time of year. We leave our fishing spot and head towards Site 184. There's a break, and it picks up with... Back at the site, I find a couple of people waiting for me. They explain that a new room has appeared inside Site 184 and ask for my help in going through it again as soon as some basic testing inside has been conducted. I agree. The woman who explains all this to me introduces herself as Jennifer Williams of the Department of Memetics. That's a clue. I choose not to question why Memetics is looking into spatial anomaly. You can figure it out, buddy, and answer as many questions as I can. Towards the end of my conversation with her, I ask for specifics on the room, given that I won't be entering it anytime soon. William describes a plain office similar to what I remember of the one I'd been to, but towards the end she makes an observation. She notes a desk with an empty fish tank, decorated as though it contains a fish. I smile at that. It's a solid catch. What? Okay, so they are they trying to say that this is maybe like his office, but it's somebody that went fishing and actually caught something? Is it like his anomalous way that he ended up somewhere, he pulls in that line earlier, but then nothing actually was on it? Is this supposed to be the fish that he was reeling in? That would be something. It would be something. Okay, but there you go. That was the Castaway from Unreality. The next one is about the same guy, Alex Thorley. It says, Alex Thorley dreams of sushi. And then in this little fishing saga, fishing council hub, they actually have little quotes as well that kind of tease it. And it says that Emma is in it again, basically. So we'll be able to see both of them in the next one. This will be interesting. Everything's kind of slow. But, alright. I'm going to run straight into the next story. That's what we're going to do. Alex Thorley dreams of sushi. And then we'll take a trigger break at the next one. It doesn't seem to want to give me the story. It says, please try again. There was a problem. Is everything going alright over here? Yeah, that looks like it's going fine. Can everybody hear me? It looks like everything's normal, but then also this is not being good. I don't know what to do about it. Maybe... Oh boy. I don't know if this is gonna work. For whatever reason, it doesn't seem to want to be cooperative. Yep. Okay. We can't even go back to the fishing council hub. For some reason. Let's see if this works. I get a bad feeling. I don't know why this is not working. Everything else is responding in perfectly good speeds, so I don't know what's going on with this. Or why it was trying to bonk me out. Ah! Thunk. Chair. Oh, it's looking promising. Oh, we're close. Okay. Why are you bonking me, the honk? You're so rude. Trying to go to the hub of the fishing council? Instead, I went to the first. Instead, I went to the first of the saga. What do you mean, nuh-uh? What do you mean, nuh-uh? You bonked me. I get to yell at you for that. I do. Why are you so upset, SCP Wiki? Why are you not well? What are you doing? Nuh-uh. Are we gonna do the little... What are their names from them? They just do it a bunch in a row. Those two sillies. Yeah, now it says a 504 gateway timeout. What? You're so rude. What are you doing to me? Let's try a different spot. Give me fish. I just want to read some silly little lighthearted fishing stories. At the end of it, there's even joke fishing stories. Why? I'm surprised that none of these have been like Eldritch Horror yet. Because I keep expecting them to be like, oh, we're going to end up in the super spooky and it's not going to go well. I keep expecting that to happen and it doesn't. Okay, we made it back to the Fishing Council hub. No, not evil blue beach ball loading. Don't do that. Okay, good. Yes, that's exactly the emoji that's at the fishing hub button that I just clicked, except it's like mirrored. Oh, the announcement is using the removed emotes. Oops. Huh? What announcement? Don't mind me, I'm brain dead. Okay. Do you mean... Oh, yeah. Oh, I got rid of those. Right. There you go. I should have known. We had the point that a bunch of emotes looked similar, and so I got rid of a couple of them. and so they got whooped. Um, and and so they are no longer here. I still have a couple of them, but I made room for other emotes. Is the thing. I wasn't gonna go announcing it in case it took too long for me to make other emotes, because I have so many things that I am trying to do for you guys, and I have other things. So yeah, it's still showing up in the screen though. That's a cool hack. So if you just you could just catalog the little Obsidy Aw frog, and that'll still be here for you to use, for it to show up right there. Look at that. That's so cool. That is a neat hack. That's fun. I hit the I dreams of sushi. Why are you not load? Please cooperate. And don't kick me out. Whatever's going on with this. It no smash. Smash? Are you... Is Lahonk having a Lestronk? Are you okay? What? What? Huh? What? We sacrificed a frog. Two. But no, they're not sacrificed. They're just tucked away. For if when we ever have another slot. For now, we do not. So I wanted to have more room. I'm glad you enjoyed, Cage. Okay, we have the next one. Okay, so it's the same Department of Unreality. Alex Thorley. Alex Thorley dreams of sushi. And once again, we are operating with a italics for speech instead of quotations, and I'm gonna assume that I don't even need to make it an interjection. Hi DJ, welcome in. So like I'm gonna try to not even interject. I do it so much now that it's hard to not, but I'm gonna try and only read what this says. So we're gonna see. Okay, I'm doing a lot of the stumbling. I think I'm losing it myself a little bit. Okay, all right. Have you ever felt that the air was heavy, that it dragged on your limbs with every move you tried to make? A state where even the smallest step forward takes an immense amount of effort, like moving through jello or quicksand or water. Like drowning on dry land. Oh no, don't be summoned. We'll see you shortly. We'll see you when we can, DJ, no worries. Wherever you are being summoned to, have fun. Good luck. Bye-bye. It's a very cute big sad emote. It's a very cute little guy. I want. Okay. Maybe we'll copy that for a big sad frog. Because we have sad. What about big sad? I don't know. Thoughts I had. I need to shush and read. Okay. You sit down in a chair. There's a man across the desk from you. You think you recognize him. You might have gone fishing together once. You must be Thorley. The name sounds somewhat right. You nod. Dr. Lawrence is written on a nameplate on his desk. He starts talking about some odd artifacts that have been bubbling up from the seafloor. He isn't making a lot of sense, but it doesn't seem like anything too urgent or dangerous, just confusing. He's looking at you expectantly. You blink. Think you can help us get to the bottom of this? You open and close my mouth. What? I'm sure that's just like they were gonna say I, but then they changed everything to you. They missed that one. Oh no, Shia LaBeouf. Yes. I want to give you all the love, creator of this, but that's a very good roast. That writing it like this is giving very much Shia LaBeouf. Quiet. Okay, I just love it. open and close my mouth is so uncomfortable. Of course I did, Cage. Of course I did. But like, I'm now imagining it's just literally me next to our Alex Thorley character from last time, and I just open and close his mouth. Why would I do that? Okay, then you nod. What an unhinged order of events. Okay. I guess theoretically it could also be you open and close my mouth as if it's me inside Alex's body, which kind of would make sense. I don't move me, I move him because I'm in his body, I guess. But I don't think that's what this is. I think we just messed up. Our lovely author just missed one of the little format change moments, maybe. But, okay. You open and close my mouth, then you nod. You don't know what any of this is about, but you still have so many questions about the Department of Unreality. You don't even know why you're here. This is as good a chance as any. There's a lot of implied other pieces to this, and it's leaving me a little bit... Sorry? What did you just say you wouldn't do, Raven? You said you wouldn't be interrupting it so much. Well, guess what? I'm gonna. There's just too many little pieces that aren't said. This is as good a chance as any to do what? You don't even know why you're here. Like, there's a sentence piece that it is kind of supposed to go in there, but it isn't. I don't know. Hello, world building raid. What does that imply? But hello, Koizetsu. Maybe. I'm not totally sure with the pronunciation. Oh, big pop on the pr. Sorry. But welcome in. Oh, thank you for the follow, Dragon Spartan 90. And thank you for giving this shout out, Cage. Thank you so much for the raid. For the follow, we dropped dances. So let's drop some dances. Hello. What's the world building raid? What world building? Also, thank you for follow, Kyra Bonk. You get some dances too. Look at that little dance. Oh bam, little dances. We do that to everybody who follows. You get some dances. But what's going on? What? Is it just a lot of world building games you play? I don't know shit about games. I don't. Chat helped do a little world building exercise. Oh, cool. So today I did a stream where chat gave a series of prompts and I used them to design a world. Well, that sounds very creative and fun. I like that. Okay. I can't. Oh, I missed the button. Okay, I will look into that later. Brain. Can we do this? Yeah, probably. Well, welcome in. We're just reading some nonsense about fishing? ? It's SCPs, and we're in the Department of Unreality, so things are disconnected and confusing. We gotta embrace it. But I'm Raven. Hi, welcome in. Welcome to Emerald Lake. I'm a deer lady. You can look up deer women, and we'll get there. Ask Crispy, what the hell does that mean? Is this when you were frying your burb on the grill? Is that what you're talking about, Super Crispy? I don't wanna support you in your cannibalism, you little goose. New friends. This is a honk. He's concerning. And that's it. Sure. Alright. Alex Thorley, dreaming of sushi. Alright. Where did I find my stuff? Oh. You open and close my mouth, and then you don't even know why you're here. This is as good a chance as any. is just chaos. What's going on? Losing my mind. What? Frigid! Oh my goodness. Pop in and rev up those Cajun money frogs. Cage money? Well, look at that. Look at your little money, Cage. I didn't see that guy yet. That is very fun. Thank you for the sub, Frigid. Thank you for your resub. Welcome in. Money frogs indeed. Money frog time. Frigid has a baby frog now? What? You has baby? You has baby frog? Oh, that's what you mean. Just trying to wrap my brain around all that. I was just seeing, like, things thrown at me. So the prompt terms were baking and all this stuff. Okay. I have to scan too much of text at one time, and I was like, I don't know why we're just saying terms. But, okay. Built a world of dead mechanical gods which polluted the earth and tore apart reality, magical clay tattoos, and floating trees. Intriguing. Fun. 9 months, baby frog. Oh, right. You guys have said something like that before, and I miss it. You know what? I'm not late tonight. I'm right on time. Yes. A viewer arrives precisely when they mean to. Not late, not early. You're good. Okay. I was saying that I'm confused with some of the way that this is typed out, but we're going to keep going. We are Alex Thorley. Seems like we didn't immediately recognize our own name, though, so that was weird. And we definitely don't really recognize this Dr. Lawrence that we're talking to about the weird anomalies, but we did fish with him before, I'm pretty sure. Anyway. So here we go. He smiles at you. That's good. Emma said you might be a good fit. Emma. You remember that name. You definitely went fishing with her. You don't remember what you talked about, but it's good to know that someone is thinking of you. You're not sure why Dr. Lawrence thinks you would be a good fit for this job, but you do have time, but you have no time to worry. There you go. You have to make it to your next meeting. And then the story breaks and pops up with, you sit down at a large round table. It's cold to the touch. Metal. It's dark. There aren't any lights. The thick smell of oxidization fills my knowledge, mingling with something mildewy and something briny. Your chair is cold through your pants. You hear metal scrape against metal. Several others sit down. A single light in the center turns on. Their faces, cast in darkness, a council. The ceiling is a glass dome. The outside of the glass is black. What glass? The ceiling. Glass dome, I guess. If not for the scent of mold and the moisture of the air, it could be mistaken for deemed space. Something drifts past the window. It looks like a bathysphere. You wave at it. It looks at you, and then it vanishes. So I guess we're underwater. Then there's a photo. It's mostly black, and then it's a weird spiky thing with holes inside of it. If I didn't know any better, I'd say it's like a germ or something. Or maybe it's something like a weird coral. I don't know what this is. It must be my... What the hell you gotta say that for, Frigid? Jeez. Suppose Raven is guarding. She is. What do you mean? I ain't nobody's baby daddy. Ain't not happening. Ain't not happening. What the hell is going on with you guys? scatter. Oh my goodness. I gotta ignore some of your chaos there. Oh, my brain is split in two. Alright. Yeah, funky little photo. I don't really know how to explain it besides a weird little thing. And now, something has severely changed. The next text under this is speech quotes. Raven Bay the man in support. I ain't nobody's baby dad. What the heck you doing? Stop this weird accusations. You guys making so many stories up. Thinking you can eat frogs. You ain't getting nowhere near your frogs. Thinking I'm a freaking daddy? No. Okay, but this text really changed, and this is really weird. They suddenly have quotes on something for speech. And I don't know how much this is going to continue, but it's here at least. It's very weird. So it says, "Don't acknowledge the wildlife," someone at the table says, because you had waved to something that went past. "The meeting. You need to focus on the meeting. You don't know why you're here, what siren song has brought you forth. The meeting isn't very interesting. They're talking about the logistics. You don't know how they get food and water so deep below the sea." What logistics of what? Why are you leaving so much out? It feels like every sentence is only half of the sentence that you're supposed to get. Frigid, stop lying. This is enough. This is enough. It must be a lonely existence being down here, so deep and so far away from everyone else. It must be the solitary life of a dreamer, surrounded by the liquid darkness, just waiting for you to make a choice, to reach out and shape it. There's a human axolotl hybrid sitting across from you. What might it taste like? Hell of a question. Couple ways that could go. What the fuck? First, who eats axolotl? Because considering that this is titled "Wanting Sushi," what? And then otherwise, is this supposed to be like a, "Ooh, hello, axolotl," or is it the sushi thing? Because like in both cases, what? What is happening with this? Hell of a turn. Okay. And then we just skip right over it, but there's so much pressure coming from the water. The weight of the ocean and the currents and the rain, you can't feel the rain at this far low, and it's not extra pressure. It's just, you're just saying different things in the, okay. Cycled 1,000 million times through the water cycle, every last drop having fallen, risen, and fallen once more. Okay. All of that tradition, all of that liquid surrounding you, crushing in, pulling back no matter how hard you try, forcing you to be ever smaller and smaller. I'm starting to wonder if we should have a psychologist analyze these writings, because I'm confused by them and what is going on. But okay. How common is cannibalism in Foundation sites during times of crisis? Are you in crisis? You don't know what's going on. You don't remember anything, and this is what you're thinking? Surely it isn't all that rare. Foundation food tastes the same everywhere you go. How are those sentences connected? You're wondering about cannibalism. You say it isn't that rare. It can't be that rare to have times of crisis turn to cannibalism. And then you imply that that means that everywhere it tastes the same? It's not that they prepare cannibalism for whenever you get there. What? What in the fuck is going on? You see them argue over nothing. You see them under pressure. You watch their meeting disorganize. You're in the mood for sushi. And then weirdly, our story breaks with a much different line, a much thinner line. It's looking like whoever wrote this really, really changed all of their formatting. And I'm going to argue turned into somebody and something else with the what? Okay. But it picks up with, I don't remember my dreams. It's not you, it's I. I don't remember my dreams. When I blink, I wake up. When I close my eyes, I sleep. When I sleep, I wake. I stand upon a distant shore and gaze upon quiet waters. I'm crying. I don't know why, but I'm crying. And it breaks again and picks up. I'm actually concerned what the hell this is supposed to be. I don't follow and I'm confused what this person is trying to say. But it picks up with, the light hurts your eyes, so you close them. The air smells green and is moist on your skin. Your head hurts. You open your eyes. And then there's a photo, and it looks like an indoor greenhouse. It's got a lot of leafy greens, plants growing. I'm crying. I don't know why, but I'm crying. Sounds like me. Well, that's not entirely the concern, but it's in the context of everything else. Along with, when I blink, I wake up. When I close my eyes, I sleep. When I sleep, I wake. It sounds like a little bit disconnect from how that goes. I don't know how to describe it. When you blink, you wake up. To blink, your eyes were already open. You close them and you open them again. How is that a waking up? When I close my eyes, I sleep. That's straightforward. But when I sleep, I wake. Are you saying, when this happens, I will do this? What is going on? But okay. Right, so we have our indoor greenhouse. Lots of the leafy greens on these metal shelves with these little lighting units. It looks kind of like just LED strips up above them, but they've got to be, UV somehow, because you need the sunlight. But there is also clearly a ceiling. We are not outside. This is indoors. But it's a long hallway, like tons of shelves. Section. 4. I'd say at least 7, 8 rows within this, or sections within this row. So lots and lots of plants, and we don't know how many rows there are. It could be a ton of rows, or it could just be one little hallway. But okay, and it continues. You are alone with plants and the light spritzing of hundreds of sprinklers running at once. It's a hydroponic farm. There must be a lot of viable crops here ready to become food. You look at one of the plants. It's green. It has a tuft of leaves at the very tip, curling from the stem. Oh, so there's a stem. The stem is a pale yellow, and it terminates in a bundle of roots that dangle in the air. They don't have any soil to root themselves in. That's not what this photo is, but okay. Your stomach lurches. Lurks. I don't think that's how that's spelled. But I think it's lurches. The roots dangle in the air, twisting around themselves, with nothing to cling to except their own frames of reference. It feels very non-literal. We're going back into a weirdness again. It must be a miserable existence being a plant in a hydroponic farm, living only for one purpose, to be harvested at the prime of life, never getting to flower or fruit, never knowing anything other than the cycle of artificial lighting and the light spritzing of mist. You could reach out and pluck it right now, tear it from its place, and it would never know how or why its short and pathetic life came to an end. Devour it, swallow it whole. It interrupts. Will you? It's not sushi. The lights go out. It might be nighttime, and the story breaks. Frickin' unhinged yet again. Ever since this turn, but even a little bit before that, all our sentences have been, like I had mentioned, half sentences. They're short. They feel, for the most part, like we're missing half of the things. Like they're implied end of sentences. Like, this is as good a chance as any to what? To do that thing that we kind of referenced over here, to get to the bottom of some of the things you don't know, maybe? Almost definitely, but it wasn't said, and it wasn't connected to that sentence where it implied that either. It took a couple steps before it got, like, everything feels snippets, implied, disconnected, or unfinished, and then suddenly a couple of these things where it's unhinged. The reason I say it is because it's suddenly not literal, very metaphorical, or even like clinging to your own frame of reference feels like so. Oh, I lost a word. Oh, I've completely lost the word. It feels so detached. No. It's just odd. I won't be able to find the word. Artsy weird is kind of what I mean, and I'm forgetting the word. And then suddenly it goes back. We interrupt ourselves to very short things that feel disconnected. We had woken up into this, and then it says the lights go out. It might be nighttime. It feels so weird, and my voice is going wild. Hold on, 1 second. A water and a cough there. It's just very odd. Thanks, Stu. I was gonna do that anyway. I'll give you back your points, but thank you. It feels very weird, and I don't know what's going on. The story breaks like I had said, and it picks up with the sun beams down from the black sky. What am I looking at? And then underlined, I guess this is another link, but wild. Thanks, little therapist Frigid. I don't think I trust you. Can't stay but wanted to pop in. Enjoy fish time. Thank you, do. Have a good have a good time zone. Happy time zone, whatever time zone to everybody, but have a good day. Yeah? No? No. Nighttime. Maybe? Brain. Math? Okay. Sun beams down from the black sky. What am I looking at? I can imagine words on the horizon. They say what I cannot. What? This is not SCP. This no wonder this site, it looks no wonder this site looks so weird and so differently formatted. It's so not SCP. This is not SCP at all. Even though this was like fishing stories and not like the exact framing of other stuff. This is and is the bread and okay, screw you, Frigid. This is reasonably weird. This is maybe a little bit, yeah. Okay. How could they do this? What? What a world we live in. We're just gonna drop the omniscient they that did whatever this is. Words on the horizon, assumedly. Like so many. Are you talking about the last sentence you just had, or are we completely somewhere else? What the fuck is happening? What a world we live in. In this world, things happen. Things happen to people. People do things to people. Are we? Well, I don't like to think about it. I never have the time, but it hurts all the same. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? The sun reflects off of the waves, tiny ripples to the horizon. You would expect an ocean this big to have actual waves, but it just ripples. They're just there. They'll never crash onto the shore. There won't ever be a climax. What the fuck does that mean? There's not a shore connected to this? I don't know what's going on. The story breaks and it goes up with, "You are lost again. Do you remember walking here, or is this where your investigation has taken you?" Those are contradicting sentence particles. Do you remember walking here, or the investigation doesn't negate walking here? Or remembering the walk here? How are those two separate? How are those? Huh? No. Okay. There's a gleaming white rotunda with 10 or so exits. The roof is a dome, still made of glass. Still made of glass? We're back in the glass place? What? Except this is white. The last one was most all black, all dark. But okay. There are so many people here. You think you recognize some of them from earlier. You consider saying hi. You don't. The water is dark while the rotunda is bright. It doesn't seem very safe having such a thin layer of glass between life and the waters above. Okay, so we are back in the glass dome. And maybe that plant stuff was somewhere else. I don't know what's happening. I guess I did, Frigid, because I chose this. But do you blame me? What the fuck is this? Okay. How is it bright? How is it white? How is it white with the water in its glass? Are there colored walls? How is it white? What? Okay. Doesn't seem very safe having the thin bit of glass and all that. Nobody else seems to care. They're all regulars at this site. We are seeming to manage sentence cohesion better now. This is cool. We're back in a flow of events. I like it. It actually had me stressed out having it so disconnected. I felt like I was lost. They're all regulars at this site. They must all be used to it. Nobody else is even looking up. Raven yawn, no. They're all talking to each other or walking past each other to their destinations. It's oppressive being the only one who seems to notice. It's oppressive? Okay. Nobody else thinks anything is wrong, which makes sense. This is just a normal day for them. The water is so dark that it could almost be mistaken for the void of space. Imagine the flood walls breaking, hundreds of interlocked layers of glass shattering one by one, the immense pressure of water flooding in, a mass that doesn't belong, filling a void that can't support it. What? A mass that doesn't belong, filling a void that can't support it? Honestly, that sentence I want to critique. I feel like either because of how everything has been so disjointed before, maybe I should just throw it to the crazy juice and leave it alone. But I think what they're trying to say is that the water filling in the void, there's a physical, like the physics of it requiring to fill this space that is weirdly a void in this filled with water. There's going to be all the pressure, all the push to go in there, but the can't support it feels wrong and doesn't belong also feels wrong. It does belong. That's where the water is supposed to be. Somebody else intervened to say don't. And can't support it. Yeah, the void couldn't support. I'm losing so much of reality every time we're having a new sentence. Oh my gosh. Imagine the water pouring in through a hole smashed in the glass dome, and everyone running to get away from it. The day they feared but never expected having come. An underwater site would have training protocols, drills, redundancy upon redundancy to keep everyone from dying. But of course, nobody would expect it to happen to them. Death is something that happens to other people. A sudden motion catches your eye. It seems like everyone else is running. There's a klaxon blaring, the deep flashing red of lockdown lights permeating the space. Everyone stopped moving. They're all gathered at the doors. They're pushing against each other but not moving forward. The airlocks have sealed. You're all trapped. You look into the waters more closely. There's nothing there. And then there's this photo that looks thoroughly unrelated to this. It's concrete walls with a very, very bright light, like clearly going out into the outside, this weird little rounded ceiling tunnel. Almost kind of looks like, yeah, like that's ice, snowy ice on the sides of a little river, little ripples flowing out to the outside. This is a very much not what I would expect for a photo of connecting to under there. But the story had broken, then that photo, and then picks up at the waters lap at the shore. I've always known who I am and where I'm going. Incorrect. And then it says, I don't know. Okay. I have a purpose. Alright. I fill space. How could humans do this? Why would they? Nothing washes up on the shore. It breaks, and it picks up with, there are 13 fish bowls sitting on a table. One of them is empty. You sit besides them. A photo of some funky art. Looks like pressed paper, but there's a purple fish on a crinkly multicolor background, kind of watercolor look. And it says, they are fish. You leave. And the story breaks again. What the fuck is this? Hi, Andy. I'm so lost. This story is all chaos. Picks up with, you can almost make sense of it. You can feel it just at the edges of perception. You are beneath the waves, and I am on the shore. There is nothing between us. I look upon the waters, and they are still. I see no sign of you. You are beneath the waves, and imagine them collapsing upon you. I am above them, and I see nothing but peace. We are one and the same, you and I, Alex. We have nothing in common. What the fuck do you mean we are one and the same, and we have nothing in common? I know there is nothing beneath the waves. I leave the shore, and you with it, Alex Thorley. It breaks and it picks up. It's been a very long day. You are exhausted. You sit down in the mess hall. What mess hall? Where the fuck are we? Dr. Lawrence walks up to your table. Thanks for all the help, Alex. You really helped us get to the bottom of all that. You don't know what he's talking about. We went back to italics for speech again. He pats you on the back and then leaves you all alone with your dinner. You look at your plate. There's a pink slimy mass on it, cut into little strips. Each cube sits upon a perfect bed of immaculate white rice, bound together by a strip of black seaweed. You don't recognize the cut of the meat. It's not tuna or salmon. You don't feel hungry. The end. Actually, right at the end there, it was about sushi. That was sushi. A bed of rice bound together by black seaweed with some pink slimy mass on it, the meat that you don't recognize, not tuna or salmon. The thing is, there's a bajillion other fish that could be besides tuna or salmon. And earlier we had implied axolotl meat and cannibalism when we met a human axolotl. But this story is so... No. No. I run away, and I don't want anything to do with this unreality anymore. Get me away from you. I don't like it. Your first story, alright, looked like kind of like the rest of the Fishing Tales time. But that one? No. And either this writer is very good at doing what they intended to do, or something is wrong. 'Cause, what? I... all kinds of uncomfy with it. Never mind, the sushi sounds like trash. Still, 0 out of 10 for lying to us with the title. It had sushi at the very end. And then... No, you don't want it. Was the things that were not connected supposed to be dreams? What? Was it supposed to be a dream? Was it supposed to be that every time it got weird, every time after the guy was talking to us, just us dreaming about being in that underwater and theoretically, sorry, yawns, theoretically, the underwater dome breaking and everybody dying probably, and the feeling of being underwater being that moment, or was it just someone losing their mind? Ironically, I do not want sushi. I don't know how I feel. I think I just want to curl up, run away. My brain and heart, I don't know, existence hurts. I don't know. But okay, plenty of fish in the sea. The next story is the next one. Yeah, plenty of fish in the sea. Oh, and the fourth one looks like it's cooperating too. How nice. And these are not the frickin' unreality, so hopefully we won't break Raven's brain. That'd be nice. I'd appreciate it. But before that, I see we got a sniffs from the honk, and with Andy here, we can do our 8 days ago redeemed rage puff, or page ruffling, not rage puffing, thank goodness, and page flipping. We'll get those done now. I said when I started that I would hold those off until you joined us, and if you didn't join us after a long while, I'd go ahead and do them, but I didn't yet, because I had a feeling you'd probably be here. I was right. Look at that. Raven being right like she usually is. So let's just... Oh, chair. Why you gotta be so noisy when I get my little hoof rest? Oh, goodness. Okay. We'll start with... page flipping. Oh, we are not doing Frau Sushi. Hell no. Thanks for waiting till I got back, boss. Why my boss? Am I like a mob boss? What are we doing? But yeah, no problem. And stop being cannibals. Stop. Okay. I was saying this. There we go. We're not reading about that. Do this. Right here is the little book. My freaking yawning is out of control today. It has been a lot this last little bit. Okay, here's the little book. And a big crack from the chair as I shift weight. Here's a little book, stiff pages. Here we go. Oh no, wait! I'm floating. You can see my no legs. Let's fix that. Let's fix that. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Okay. Okay. Castaway's a little book, and I'm gonna try out the big Christmas book that we're gonna do. The holiday book. It just looks very, because they've got. Oh no, it's very. They're outdoor trees, you know. The book that I got, I teased earlier at the start, December 8th or maybe 15th. When I start one of those story streams again those weekends. We're gonna be doing the holiday book short story reads. I've got 12 short stories in here. Yeah, it should be interesting. I have no idea what they are, but I once again ended up with a sudden book, so yeah, might as well. Okay. I don't want to tell you yet because you might like go reading ahead, and that's not fair. Okay. But I'm gonna try flipping these pages because they're new. Ooh. Let's bring the mic lower because it's a bigger book. Okay. Okay, too close. Oh, but that's fun. I'm seeing fun titles. Oh, this is gonna be very fun to read, I think. Okay. Moving back. Okay. Flipping through it. I'm very excited. I think this is gonna be very good. I'll tell you some of the author names on the book for the different short stories that we could be reading. We have Holly Black, Allie Carter, Matt De La Pena, Gail Foreman, Jenny Hahn, David not Leviathan. Brian, don't do that. Levithan, Kelly Link, Myra McIntyre, Stephanie Perkins, Rainbow Rowell, Lainey Taylor, Kirsten White. Edited by Stephanie Perkins. So, if you know any of those names, and I knew one of them, and another one sounds familiar at least, then maybe you'd enjoy that. I think that it will be fun. They look like fun. Like, there's little arts on them. I feel bad for not being able to show you them. But maybe what I'll do is I'll probably read the stories and I'll post the story title little arts that they have at the start of each of the stories because they look cute. Anyway, okay, there was our page flipping. I'm gonna do page ruffling. I can't really do a good page ruffle with a very stiff hardcover book. It's hard to ruffle that. So we'll still use the usual littler books for that. But we're going to do page ruffling sweet. Time to read every story by one of those authors by next stream. Well, I know at least the one author I have, you have a few to go through, so you'll have a lot to go through. If you got nothing to do and you just want to read, I'm sure you'll get a lot of books. Okay, let's do. And then we'll do our sniffing and kalimba, whoop whoop whoop, and then card dealing. But here, I like big frogs, and I cannot lie, you other brothers can't deny. When a girl hops in with a itty bitty lily pad, you get strung. I say strung. You get sprung. Oh, we were so close. I almost managed. I stumbled. No. When a girl hops in with an itty bitty lily pad, you get sprung. It's just that lily pad is too big, so it sounds like you could almost keep up with the rhythm, and then aww. It sounds almost like a censored version. When a girl hops in with an itty bitty lily pad, you get sprung. It's cute. I like it. Okay. Well, that was a fun one, Frigid. I appreciate. Rabbit Records has decided to take everything. No. Okay. Focusing, Raven. Yes. Page ruffling, and then we'll do sniffs, and then kalimba, and then card dealing. After this yawn. Felt very much like after a word from our sponsors. This yawn. Oh, okay. Here we go. Little stiff cardstock pages. There you go. I was about to say cardboard, and I'm like, it's not cardboard. What? I'm getting that. No, you don't, Lahonk. Honestly, I'm gonna refund it if you do. Not 500. Hell no. You'll never take me alive. Okay, here's page ruffling. Let's frickin' focus, Teeb. My gosh. And then the big fluffy pages book. Hello, Wally. Yes. Could not say it better myself. Welcome in. Thank you. Now sniffs time. Sniffies. Okay. Here we go. There was our sniffs. Too tired you can't wait. Huh? What can you not wait for? But you're too tired for I think you are tired, and maybe because of that I cannot understand what you are saying. But I hope you go bed soon. You eat well. Okay. Kalimba and card dealing. What are we doing first? I think I'm gonna do cards first and then pull out the kalimba just for ease. Oh, to sleep. Oh, then go eep. Goodbye. Get out. Oh, seriously, take care of yourself. If you're going, go. Eat well. Okay. Card dealing and then kalimba. Oh, God. Card dealing? No. No, Raven, that is wrong. Card. Oh, okay. Eat well. Take care. Thank you for tucking Wally in, Vet. No, you stay. No, fall asleep right now. No. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, that's why I don't have anywhere near as many followers. No. Anyway, cards. Hiya. Okay, there was our card dealing. Yeah, go ahead, just stop by. Head out when you need to. And while I love a lurk, thank you for lurking whenever you choose to. We're happy to have that. I will never know. You secret little lurkers, I never know who's lurking when. Just gotta stop being adorable out of nowhere. What do you mean? What did I do? Come on, Raven, tell Jar to get out. No. I'll yell at people to go take care of themselves. Yar has not said that they are being irresponsible by being here. Wally said that he had a big day tomorrow, and therefore they needed to go eat well soon and couldn't wait for it. So I said, well then go do that. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Hold on. Welcome to my ASMR stream. I'm just gonna scream at you. Sorry I bonked the desk. Made big noise, but I gotta get Kalimba. Hold on. Okay, Kalimba. Whoop, 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 whoop. We are back at spot. Okay, okay. Alright. Ah, sorry, Mike bonking. There we go. Little stumbly, but okay. Huh? Stream has frozen. What do you mean stream has frozen? No, don't do that. No. Just Raven goes and screams. It's gonna be a long day, not a big day. Oh, well, Raven screaming at me feels like something I should work for and earn. I mean, I feel like I shouldn't, but if this is something you guys asked for, I guess you could do trigger redeems for this. Okay, I'll do another song. Sorry I was stumbling, and hopefully you're not still frozen. My end, everything seems to be safe, and Fetster says not frozen for Fet. Bad internet happened. Ugh, how rude of them. How rude. Okay, another song. Here we go. I will do one more. I'm having fun. Stumbling my way through. Being awful at this, but it's fun. Okay. Again, no. What are you looking at, Raven? Oh, you got that almost right. Almost right. Why am I getting this wrong? Focus. Nope. I should have stopped while I was ahead. And that will be enough, Columbus. Oh, I'm sorry you're not having good internet connection, Wally. That's no fun. Hi, Gary-san. We just did some card dealing, so I'm gonna save that for the next, like, trigger redeem break. But I'll do some glass jar toppies. Let's do those before we go back to fishing stories. Got a couple more I'm definitely gonna get to. So, let's do those. But, okay, glass jar toppies. Okay. Here we go. Not much of a sniffies, but the Kindle is a good smell. Yeah, LaHunk, you need to stop doing that. Don't do that for him. He's the one that is running away when he should have run away, you little shit. And now you come back. You little shit. Get out. I'll tell him to get out. How about that? If you're gonna be all, I'll redeem and then I'll disappear and I won't even tell Raven what I've got or not so that I don't get to hear what I redeemed like a little idiot. Yeah, double leave. Ha ha. It's okay, well, if you really want sniffs, of course I'm gonna do them. But if you just got them for the honk, I'm gonna roast them for it. So, y'all decide. We'll do sniffs at the next break because we just did that one. On my way back. You decide what you guys want to do, but I don't do them in the same break, so I'll do it at the next story, basically. So yeah. But okay, last bit. Herbert. Yay. We'll probably open the next trigger redeem moment with Herbert. Cause he's just a fan favorite. We got to. Oh, my dog is on my lap and she's scratching me. No! That sounds perfect. Are you kidding me? Help. I'll take that bullet for you. Yeah, no. Okay, but I am gonna get back to reading. Because we had a nice break with the triggers. But it is time for Plenty of Fish in the Sea. That's what the next story is. See? Plenty of fish in the sea. Long titles again. Oh. What did that again? Oh no. Hi, Brady! Oh my gosh, welcome in. Hello. Okay. Plenty of fish in the sea. All smushed together. I hate it. I hate it. The text always smushes the words together. Okay. Well, we're moving to now reading. I'll get back to it. If Lahong ever stops doing things, I'm gonna assume there's something is horribly wrong. Hunt him down and force my help on him. Very good choice. Okay. Wait, what's the... I'm very confused at what your emojis were. I just saw your name and was trying to do other things, and I have no idea what that question is, and I'm mildly... But okay. Let's jump into Plenty of Fish in the Sea, though. And then we'll do all these redeems later. Well, now we've got 2 sniffs. redeemed. I'll only do one of them at the next break. But yeah. Okay. It opens with a purple paper sketch. It looks like two people about to kiss. Oh, now Kip. But, it's interesting. It's very pink coded, and the first sentence maybe explains why. Let's find. Emma was spending Valentine's Day alone, and that was totally fine with her. Bam! There you go. It wasn't as though she disliked the holiday. On the contrary, she found the notion of giving chocolates and affection to someone you care about quite appealing. And while she hoped most relationships would have more than one day a year where that occurred, she couldn't help but feel charmed by the thought of people giving it a little more thought. But Emma was in a new city, surrounded by new people, working a new career, and old memories made rushing headfirst into a whirlwind romance somewhat unappealing. There'd been plenty of time for dates and crushes, late-night phone calls, and little notes tucked into books. For now, she was content to continue setting up her new life. And so she was oh, sorry. Ah! Oh my gosh, hold on. Am I doing wibbly, noisy things? Okay, sorry, we're back. And so she was satisfied as she flipped oh no. For now she was content to continue setting up her new life. Yes. And so she was satisfied as she flopped down onto the couch, a box of slightly overpriced chocolates in one hand and a remote in the other. Flicking on some cheesy movie, she felt a weight settle in her lap and looked down at a wriggling form of brain. Looked down at the wiggling form of worst, W-U-R-S-T, the now someone older, but still ever optimistic when it came to potential treats, Dashhound, that had accompanied her through their relocation to Site 184. She's got a wiener dog. She got a little wiener dog that she named Worst, like bratwurst, because it's a wiener. It's a sausage dog. Okay. Holding the chocolates a little higher and promising him a more appropriate snack, Emma scratched behind his ears, grateful for the reminder that she wasn't really alone. The welcome distraction led her mind to wonder what her fellow fishing council members may be up to this evening. And then it breaks and picks up with... Sarah was oblivious to all except her aching muscles and still dripping hair. Wiener. It's a wiener dog. Okay, I had to. Sarah was oblivious to all except her aching muscles and still dripping hair, which was plastered to her face in a black, icy mop as she stepped into the apartment. I'm guessing that we are picking up at a... Emma just got home from a fishing trip, and it was a chaotic one. Typically, when she was doing field work, especially if that included a marine dive, she'd shower and change when they got back to the site. But tonight, after engine difficulties extended what ought to have been a quick journey, she went straight from the boat to her car and from the site to her and Jessica's home. Ooh, her and Jessica. She lives with Jessica. Tell me more. Why, fuck it. But okay, fine. Go eat well. Take care, Wally. I hope the long day tomorrow. The day tomorrow is good. Okay. I'm so sorry I'm late. She threw the words into the apartment, pulling off her coat. The scuba went well, but then there were problems with the engine. They had to get someone else to sail out to meet us. And to top it off, traffic over the bridge was a nightmare. And then interrupted. A hand took hers as another pushed the damp hair from her forehead. Jessica planted a kiss on her cheek, speaking in a familiar, reassuring voice. Welcome home, love. Sarah looked into the apartment. The soft glow of candlelight flickered from the kitchen island, where a series of platters and boards lay arranged, echoing the homely splendor of the scans of still life paintings Jessica would consult in the evenings. Sarah loved to watch her practiced eyes pulling apart their meanings, the slow smile that would spread across Jessica's face as she drew some line of connection between the image and the items she was conserving during the day. Yes, go eat. Don't be tired no more. Go sleep. It's good. Go, 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 go. Oh no. Sarah let a small sigh escape. Oh, Sarah isn't. My brain was like, yeah, Sarah. No, we are Emma, and then these two are Sarah and Jessica. Unrelated. Sarah let a small sigh escape. Oh my god, I'm so sorry you did all this, and here I am, late and soaking wet. I interrupted again. Jessica interrupted, laughing. Sarah, it's really no trouble at all. This isn't the first date you've come to straight from the sea, and it better not be the last. Now, go take a shower. I'm just glad you're home. But the food, Sarah began, is cheese, bread, and some fruit. It'll still be nice and cold when you're done. Jessica's lips landed on Sarah's, lingering there for an intimate moment. Now go along. Honestly, it's all fine. You've reminded me to put the sparkling in the fridge. I love you, Sarah said as she began unlacing her shoes. I love you too. And the story breaks, and now there's a new art, very different from the top art, so that's interesting. This is a still life painting of bread and cheese and fruit, and I think that's supposed to be some sort of thing that holds wine. That's a wine glass at the back, a little cup of something in the front. Looks old art, very realism. Big old wheel of cheese and the such. Some grapes, some apples, a half apple there. That looks like a funky little loaf of bread. That looks like an apple peel, like curled with a knife peeled. Is that a knife? Yeah, that's a knife there. A bunch of it is in shadow, but it's all on this table that has a very fancy tablecloth of red stripe and then white stripe and then red. I'm just realizing if they if they put something red in the center of the table instead of the yellow cheese, it would be mimicking the Canadian flag a little bit. And this is supposed to be in Canada, so anyway. Okay. We pick up with another new people to follow. Henry Ivanon let his body go limp as he fell towards the couch. His wife, Lorraine, tumbled, exhausted, into the nearby armchair in their living room. The two had just managed to cajole, bribe, and beg their two young children into bed. The ordeal had been taxing. I cannot, Lorraine stressed the cannot, believe you told them they could have as much chocolate as they wanted. What on earth were you thinking, Henry? How was I supposed to... Raven can't read today, I guess. How was I supposed to know they had been giving out cupcakes in school? Or that they'd even have that much chocolate? Where did that come from? Henry answered. It's Valentine's Day. Literally all they do in school is give each other candy. Candy that ought to last a week at least. Lorraine proclaimed accusingly while raising an eyebrow. Hey, Henry retorted, I wasn't the one who told them about a magic baby that would make them fall in love. That was all you. The resulting baby hunt had, in truth, completely derailed the initial attempts to settle everyone down before bed. We're going on a baby hunt, and we're gonna weed them out. Just a little silly little SpongeBob reference. Okay. Henry and Lorraine glared at one another, refusing to look away or back down, until they both broke out laughing at the absurdity of their situation. Henry pushed himself up and settled down on the couch to his wife, who leaned in against him. God, she murmured into his ear. Wouldn't have expected us to spend the 14th like this a few years ago. Well, the night's not over yet, Henry smiled, leaning closer towards her. Mom! Dad! A high-pitched voice tumbled down the staircase. I can't sleep! No, they were so close. Oh, I'm loving how these little... And I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, these are each of the people that are on the fishing boat for the fishing council group. It started with Emma, but I'm pretty sure everybody has been someone that goes on the boat. Oh, well, yeah. Gotta enjoy it. Hey, they said they went on a baby hunt. They could have told it in a very different way. They could have described that differently. It's not my fault. I had to do it. Okay. Greg's gloved hands fumbled with the final screw in the cold. With a few twists, he finished installing the Holy Mackerel's new radio. The Holy Mackerel is the Fishing Council's fishing boat, by the way. Installing the new radio, a Christmas present from himself. Smiling as he turned it on and flipped through the frequencies, settling on a familiar tune, Greg made his way to the exposed deck of the fishing vessel. It didn't say what song, so now I just decided it's the Goose song. Goose Moo song. Hi, Dum-Dug. Good morning. Sitting down, he unscrewed the large olive green thermos he had brought with him, pouring out its contents into the two waiting bowls. He pulled his gloves off and took one in his hands, the radiating warmth acting as a prelude to the forthcoming effects of stewed potatoes and haddock. A few spoonfuls in, and a little warmer, Greg looked out at the evening sky. The cold night air seemed to make the stars twinkle, amplified by their reflection on the water. Frost hung to the vessel's railing, and the dock had been treacherous to navigate. Greg had taken great care to break up the ice with a handy shovel on his way down. It was the first unfocused moment Greg had allowed himself today. It wasn't that he didn't want to acknowledge it was Valentine's Day, but by keeping busy, he could stave off the weight of what it meant. Oh, Greg. Oh, honey. He reached into his coat pocket, pulling out a flask, the monogram glittering in the moonlight. Another reminder. He signed as he unscrewed the top, brought it to his lips. I think he means they meant sighed, but I don't know. Brought it to his lips and let the sweet burning sensation trickle down his throat. Standing, he cradled the other untouched bowl as he walked to the railing before dumping its contents into the sea. A good-sized dram's worth of single malt followed from the flask. He looked out at the gently shifting, heaving sea. Sometimes he really believed Mary was still out there, that she'd be coming back. With love, Valentine, he whispered into the snowy night air. Sad Greg. Then there's a photo. It looks like there's a signature at the bottom. I'm not sure what that is, but there's pieces of this that give Japanese rice paper painting. But it's a very dark background with white speckles all over, so maybe it's supposed to be actively snowing down. Maybe it's supposed to be space or water. It's giving snow because then there's something that looks like a basket or a hut or something. It looks like twigs or something, kind of woven together with a knot at the top in little bunches, but it's all covered in snow, so you can't really see the details of it. They've got the snow all over it. And then a pretty pink, like wild rose inside the basket, untouched by the snow. And then on one of these extra sticks that's sticking out, a little green and yellow bird is sitting on the twig, looking at the flowers. It's pretty. But that's our the end. Oh my goodness. So it was just a little Valentine's episode, and it was just seeing everybody on Valentine's Day. What? Why are they so wholesome? Why is there not one of these stories like, and there was a deep, terrifying thing, and then it's all fine? Man, math is lots of letters. Unfortunately, yes. Who knew there'd be so much alphabet in math? Okay, that was plenty of fish in the sea. And the last one in this little section of the stories is throwing the old line and bait. So, another fishing story. Oh boy. Oh wait, I've already got prepped right here. I need a big cough. Raven, I'll hand you a salmon. Oh, why? Why? I'll put it back in the water, probably. What? Ah! Why? Why are you slapping me about the salmon? Can I let it go free? Salmon levels are very low. We need to let them live and breed. Please. I'm very worried about the environment. Okay. Yes, the next one will be throwing the old line and bait. But we have so many redeems first, and my voice is being freaky, so let's do those, and then we'll go to the next story. Well, we're gonna start with... We're gonna start with card dealing. We will. So here you go, Gary. We're doing salmon slapping now? No! Oh, wait, no. Before I do the card dealing, I won't start it till it's done. Oh my god, my voice. We're gonna do an ad. And while the ad runs, I'm gonna do coughing and drinking water to hopefully fix whatever the heck. Why is this always what happens now? It's so weird. Okay, but here's the ad. I'm sorry, I have to. Here we go. Ad incoming. And I will mute and cough. Hey, baby. Oh my goodness. My voice is still being its inconsistent self, but a little better. Yeah, okay. I'll be card dealing. And then sniff number 1, Herbert. Mouth pops. And save sniff number 2 for later. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. I will move the mic now. Get it in place. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Okay, mic adjusted. Dice! Okay, fine, we'll do dice. Alright. They'll be up next. Because it's easier that way. Yes. Okay. now we'll do dice. Oh my gosh, we have so many sniffs. I promise you, I'm about to do sniffs right after this, and then there will be more sniffs. There's so many. But alright, thank you, Alfrea. I'm gonna do the dice because my mic's already in place for dice, and then I'm doing sniffs. Okay. Dice. What? It hit the floor. But it was a 19. Hold on. Cool. Hold up. Why have you betrayed me, D20? On the mat, it was a 10. Ugh. A nat 1. No. Okay, last roll. Meh. Okay, now we'll do sniffs. And then I assume all cotton candy will finally be able to sleep. If you need to eat, you have to go. I'm worried you are not looking after yourself. Okay, sniffs time. Okay. There you go, there were sniffs. Big ol' sniffins. Okay. Let's go ahead with Herbert. Let's get the wooden frog out. Here he is. Ah, the frog. there's our frog. Little Herbert. I'm feeling the eepy. Oh. Oh. Thank you, and you're so sweet about the little weird noises I make. I don't know how significant those are until you say something like that, and I'm like, I still don't understand it really. I'll be perfectly honest that the whole thing that of ASMR, all these little sounds, I used to think of them as pretty, like, they could be cute, they could be, just a sound. And then somehow I got in with people that got really annoyed or, like, got sensory overload from some of these kinds of sounds. And so a lot of the time I'm like, oh, sorry, is because they would piss off or overstimulate or just annoy other people. And so I'm like, oh, this is bad. This is bad. Don't do that. And it's especially like my own face sounds that they don't like, besides talking. But even that, if they're being real mean. But so I'm like, oh, you're not supposed to do that. And then you guys are all like, no, do more of that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, sure. All right. Oh, looks like my signal got bad for a bit there. It's happier now. What happened? UK OBS, are we feeling better? Huh. That whole thing where I poured out my heart? Not here. We didn't get to hear that bit. Don't do it again? No. Thanks, OBS, for at least having a little thingy that shows me that happened. But what the heck? Alright, it's mouth pops time, and then we're gonna jump into the story. So, no, he's doing it again. Okay, I feel in that room, but having that said, it is still your stream. Oh, it is. And I'm happy to be here and be, like, untrained, just to deprogram. Look at those dropped ass freaking frames. Look at how awful that is. Now you're back to normal, or are we happy again, OBS? What the heck is going on? I just know that you tend to force relaxation on me, and it seems like it's not necessarily intentional. I promise it's not exactly intentional. I'm here, and I'm aware that you guys find this relaxing, so I'll keep doing that. Aww. Yeah. This is what I mean. It's good to be here and be deprogrammed. It's good. And I'm back around those people, and I'm like, oh, oops. A little too deprogrammed to hang out with you right now. Well, okay. We're doing mouth pops and then story. Here we go. Like this. This right here pissed them off so much. Okay. Somebody, I'm like, it's getting dry. What a way to describe mouth pop sounds. Yeah. There we go. It's so weird. Okay. There you go with mouth pops. Aww. I'm glad it's me and Vi that convinced you, dum dum. It's the buddies. We did it. Yay. Okay. Throwing the old line and bait. We're jumping into the next story. Here we go. Throwing the old line and bait. Okay, I just put this up, so we're gonna do page flipping, mic arm sharpening later. We're gonna do this for right now. Then what did those? Wow! Look at the honk going off on a spree. Another and another. How many ribbons you got, boy? Oh no! It's not ending. We're just doing them all. Yikes! Mug. I has mug. You sticking your long ass nose sticking. Whoa! What the heck? Holy snoot! Why is that so hypnotic? What? The is that what we mean? Big old snoot. Look at the little honk snoot. Okay. Focus, Raven. Let's read some freaking fishing stories. This is the last of this particular set of the stories. There's still another fishing trip. A man fishes in Wyoming, which feels like it's not our main team. And then we have a joke one and another one. So there's only a few more, but this is the last of this section of them. It was a marvelous afternoon in Door County, Wisconsin. Door County? A county just for doors? Wow. Okay. Leaves on the dry, arid trees had turned a faint orange color and were beginning to fall on the coarse grass below. In one particular area, hills rose to seclude a large pond. Its surface shimmered in the resting sun. A rickety old wooden pier had been erected in the middle, going halfway towards the center of the pond, connecting the land and the water. The wooden boards softly groaned under pressure from a man leisurely walking across them. The man was Asian, lanky, and had thinly framed circle spectacles. Underneath his glasses he sported deep eye bags that were developed over countless overtime shifts and international assignments. He wore upon his face messy black hair, a small two-part pyramidal mustache, and a goatee on the end of his chin. Instead of his usual white lab coat, he wore a dark gray fleece jacket as to not get stares from the locals. He hummed a calming tune to himself. The black tackle box he was holding rattled slightly as he swung his arm in tempo. He slung an elegant fishing rod vertically against his shoulder as he held its polished wooden handle gently in the palm of his hand. The pole had the insignia of the SCP Foundation printed on it with the words, "Property of the Fishing Council," just below it. Door County's right next to Window County. The Foundation had allotted Cole Theverin a 3-day vacation to hone his fishing skills. Hey, we know that guy from before. Vaguely, I don't remember. For an upcoming project. Okay, so they're like, yeah, go ahead and practice your fishing for the next project. He was given the choice of where to take the vacation, and he, of course, chose his own home state. Cole stopped at the end of the pier and set the tackle box down beside him. He placed his hands on his hips, closed his eyes, and took a deep breath in. This would be his first break-in. He contemplated, I don't even know how long. With a struggle, he sat down on the edge of the pier, making sure to cuff his khakis before slipping his feet off the edge and into the cold, sense-sharpening water below. He pulled the metal tackle box closer to himself. One by one, he flipped the silver latches on the front of the container open with a soft Click. The interior of the tackle box was severely rusted with the waters of several fishing trips past, some of which took place even when not in Cole's possession. On top of the box's contents sat a small handbook labeled A Fisher's Hand Guide, Your Rod and Bait. Theverin took the handbook from the box and flipped its cover open. Hello! If you're reading this, you most likely have been asked to improve upon your fishing skills. Oh, he didn't ask for a vacation. They told him, wow, you're bad. And you work at the fishing place, so you're going to have to get better at that. Oh. Roasted. Okay. You've been asked to improve upon your fishing skills. Welcome to the Fishing Council. Cole rolled his eyes at reading this. He had been on the Fishing Council for a little while now. Let us begin with your fishing rod. This is a rod specially designed and engineered by our members to deal with aquatic creatures that are stronger than normal. Now, there should be an activation point on the rod just below the property label. Go ahead and access it. He scoffed. There was little that Theverin despised more than being told the obvious. He picked up his rod that was sitting next to him and looked underneath the label on the handle. The polished wood shifted to show a small screen over an even smaller camera. Speech came out from the rod in a monotone voice and said, "Stay still. Identification will begin immediately." The camera shot out a bright red light, taking Cole by surprise. He cursed and fumbled with the rod, almost dropping it into the water below. Identified. Welcome, Cole Theverin. He took a moment to catch his breath, then he returned to the book. Activated your rod? Wonderful. Interesting choice of words, book, but better than it could have been, I guess. Now on to your first bait. One that comes highly recommended by most of our members. And this has got little umlauts over the A's, I'm not sure how to pronounce, but Nalkin Sarkic Miniature Squid. This is a bait originally used by members of Nalkin villages in Asia in order to capture enough fish to feed their village. Early variants were made from the flesh of the Nalkin people. What? But we produced them artificially in a lab. It said squid. What do you mean it's people? It's squid. What? Okay. We produced them in a lab as to prevent unnecessary pain, which will sound highly ironic given this next piece of information. What the fuck you mean? Cole raised his eyebrows. Same, bruh. The setback of this bait is that it is required to be in constant cycle of pain to be this productive. Open bait container number 3 to see for yourself. Shit, Cole muttered to himself. Setting the book down, he rummaged through the tackle box until he met a black, opaque plastic container with a label reading number 3 on it. He gulped. Whatever is in that box is bound to be in horrible pain. He opened the plastic latch at the end of the box, and he saw 3 small squids, about half the size of his palm. Using his thumb and his pointer finger, he carefully pinched one of the squids up. It had a cone-shaped head and 4 outward curled tentacles. When closely inspected, Cole could see small stitching lines, porous skin texture, and needles arbitrarily puncturing sections of the squid's flesh. Each one of the squids was shaking and letting out blood-curdling shrieks of pain. Theverin panicked and emptied box number 3 into the water, leaving the other 2 to the murky depths. Cole then grimly thought, best to put them out of their misery. Do you mean you're gonna go grab them and kill them, or how does that kill them? They're squid. How are they alive? What's happening? How long have we had this box? I'm lost. Okay. He turned his head back to the other one, still pinched between his fingers, watching it. He felt around next to him to pick up the rod. Reaching under the dangling line of the fishing rod, he went to hook the squid on the fishing pole, but to his surprise, he saw no hook. Instead, he felt a slight pull at the end of the fishing line, as if it was also holding on to the bait. As soon as he released the squid, it was dangling in mid-air underneath the line. An invisible hook, or what? What are we doing? No, you may not. What the heck? But, ooh, cute little badoofies. Look at this little guy. Little peanut butter. Look at his, and his little, and his tail squidging too. You cute. Okay. Okay. Cole's whole body tensed up as he watched the water ripple. No, wait. Hanging midair underneath the line. That's a neat gimmick, he said, slightly taken aback. He pulled the rod behind his head with both arms and swung it forward with force, sending the end of the line far out into the water. Okay. The bait on the end of the rod skipped a couple of times in the opaque water before finally sinking and leaving Cole with a tinge of guilt. For a few moments, Cole looked out into the water and nervously gripped the handle of the fishing rod. The sun was just beginning to set, and in turn began to create a crisp, orange hue that lit the nature around him. As he was just starting to drink in and enjoy the end of a fine Wisconsin day, he felt a slight tug on the opposite end of the line. Cole's whole body tensed up as he watched the water ripple around the bobber. He thought excitedly, "Will I finally hook something?" Will you finally? Yeah, you really were bad at fishing before, huh? So that's why you gotta use the little sad squids. So disappointing. Okay. Just then, the end of the fishing line thrust forward, almost pulling Cole into the water. As he was beginning to give in, a velvet cloud burst from where the end of his line was sitting. With a curious expression etched on his face, he reeled the line towards the pier and himself. When the line reached the end of the pier, Cole braced himself and then ripped the catch with all of his strength and separated it from the water. The catch breached the surface of the water and created a sizable splash that drenched the doctor's clothes. A dark object dropped downwards to Cole's arms, which caused him to let go of the fishing pole, sending it clattering on the unpolished wood. Cole flinched, closed his eyes, opened his arms, and yet again braced for impact. The preparation was ill-suited, though, as the heavy, waterlogged fish bounced off his chest. Cole barely managed to grab hold of his newly caught fish as he plummeted backwards onto the pier below. As Cole made his way back up to a standing position, he opened his eyes and saw, in his arms was melted cheese. What? Varying from artisan cheeses to cheese curds dotted with squashed cherries. And hung over all ingredients like a veil was the coveted, familiar stench of Door County mead, Cole whispered, and it was all in the shape of a catfish. Cole smiled tiredly at his catch. He had succeeded in what he came for, and he'd be taking those last 2 days off to rest. What? He caught a cheese catfish? What? Is this a thing? Is this just like a thing? Is this just like a Wisconsin thing that I don't know about, like a Wisconsin cryptid or some shit? What do you mean the cheese was in the shape of a catfish? And it was dark, but it was cheese? And it smells like mead. What? What? What is happening? But that's the end of that. Okay. Alright. Well, there's that. Yeah, there you go. Be Raven. I'm out of it. Goodness. Okay. We've got a bunch of redeems still. Not gonna lie, it sounds tasty. I'm confused at it. Does it not also smell like fish or pond water? Or is the pond water all mead? How and why does it smell like... How's the mead involved? If it's cheese, what is happening? I feel like it's gotta be a cryptid. Like there's a... Have you ever heard of the mead pod? Where it's filled with cheese, catfish, and insert some other kind of thing as well. Like, I don't know. Maybe the plants are some other Wisconsin typical, maybe grain or some shit. I don't know. But, like, why? What? Okay. Raven's falling asleep right now. I don't know. Okay, we have Sniffs's page flipping and mic arm sharpening and the tin and the scissors and the brushes and tappies on the mug. A lot to summarize. It's a lot. Sorry, Mike. Okay. It's wake me up if I can't. No, I can't. I can't. The ASMR is backfiring. It's getting me. Oh no. Too cozy. Noisy chair. Oh. I had to collect all this stuff. Definitely smells like fish, but has a flavor like it was made in a cheesy meat sauce. Oh, cheese meat sauce. It adds up now. Okay, I see it. I see the vision. I still cannot stop yawning. Okay, let's do sniffs. Let's get going with this. Okay. Alright. Yes, very creepy. Hi, Annie. Oh, I'm gonna go bed. No, this is not a good pillow. It kinda hurts. I do not recommend using my desk as a pillow. It backfired on me. I can't stay awake. We're gonna have to end this early. I just don't know how early. I can't can't pull this off. Okay, there was sniff again.